Hey everyone, Seth here with Disc Golf Strong. So I got an email the other day from a fellow disc golfer asking about shoulder pain and sidearm technique. So Adam said, hey Seth, I'm getting some shoulder pain whenever I throw sidearm. Is that bad form? Now that's a great question. It's one I hear often when it relates to the sidearm. People are usually having shoulder pain or elbow pain. Now, can you always be working on your technique? Yes, but I don't think that it really always boils down to bad technique or poor form, because there's a lot of great sidearm players in the game who throw sidearm a little differently, and they all do phenomenally well with it. So it's not always comes down to the technique or the form. A lot of the times it comes down to your stability, your mobility, and your strength. So when I'm coming through to throw a sidearm, okay, I have to get my shoulder in a range of motion that is not used to, or that I don't put it through all the time. Okay, so there's a thing called external rotation with your shoulder. So if I'm here, okay, or if I'm here, that's external rotation. Well, if I can only rotate to, let's say, here or here, but then I come through and I'm trying to get my arm like that, okay, if you see baseball pitchers, they get their arm like that, that is external rotation I need to do. But if I can't do that, if I don't have the mobility to get my shoulder in that position, I'm going to have to do a lot of other things, okay, in a very short amount of time as I'm coming through to try to throw in order to make that happen. So that poor mobility in the shoulder can put some strain on that shoulder joint. Also, you need to have stability in the shoulder joint. So all the stabilizing muscles, the rotator cuff, all that, they need to be able to keep the head of that arm in the socket right where it needs to be and be able to move. So if the stabilizing muscles aren't super strong, okay, they're not strong and stable, it can cause the bone, the head of that bone, to move around and get in the wrong positions inside that joint. So when I'm doing this, if I don't have a stable shoulder, okay, and it's not working right, I can start to cause some things to happen in there that shouldn't happen, okay? And then finally, you need to have good upper back, or what we call thoracic, T-spine mobility. So when my hips come through, I drive off my right foot, okay, ball of my foot, I rotate my right hip forward, my upper back is still rotated. So my thoracic spine is rotated as I'm coming through. If I can't rotate my upper back separate from my hips, okay, if I don't have that, I'm gonna, like I said with the mobility, the shoulder, I'm gonna have to do a lot of extra things in my shoulder joint, in my body, and contort in ways that it shouldn't in order to make that sidearm happen. So it doesn't always come down to poor form or the technique style. It comes down to your mobility, your stability, your strength. So you got to work on those things, because a lot of times you may not even be able to get into the right technique because you lack some mobility, some stability, and some strength. So you can do it, you can make a sidearm happen, but that's when things like pain and injury and stuff start to creep up. All right, so if you want to make sure that you have the good mobility, the stability, and the strength, make sure you download my pre-round warm-up. It's a free warm-up that you can do before any session, or before you do any training session, or you get out on the course for a practice or a tournament round or anything. And also my new Jumpstart bodyweight training program you can do at home, because that's going to really start to address those issues in the shoulder, the mobility of the upper back, and stuff like that. And that can be found over at my website, discgolfstrong.com. All right, have a great day, everyone, and go play Disc Golf Strong.